Daryl Mitchell scored his second 100 of the game and his third in 6 LV County Championship innings this summer, as his Worcestershire side moved into a very good position on the penultimate day of their game with Glamorgan at the Swalec Stadium in Cardiff. Mitchell began the third morning on 16 out of his side's 20 without loss in their second innings, which gave them an overall lead of 105. He lost his opening partner Matt Pardo to the day's 13th delivery, as he gave Graham Wagg his 21st wicket of the campaign with a nick behind. It was just the start Glamorgan needed as they tried to claw their way back into this game after conceding a first innings lead of 85. Tom Kohler-Cadmore again made a start for his team, but once more he was unable to make the most of it as the 19-year-old was LBW to Jim Allenby for 11. In 6 knocks this summer, the youngster has yet to get past 18. The same can't be said of Mitchell and his new partner Alex Hales. They produced the partnership which effectively took this game away from their hosts, something this Worcestershire side are becoming pretty good at doing this summer. It's been an excellent start for them, which may have surprised a few outside the West Midlands. Hales, of course, was in on loan from Notts for this match, and he gave his new and inspirational skipper just the innings he would have wanted. Mitchell was simply continuing where he left off on the first day, when he scored 100, which was totally at odds with everything the other batsmen have produced in this game to date. Half an hour before lunch, Mitchell was raising his bat again after securing another 50. This one had come off 109 balls with 5 fours, but the worrying sign for Glamorgan was that the visiting captain is making a habit of turning his half centuries into full ones. He's taking everything in his stride right now. Hales will be back with his home county for the start of their T20 season, and he warmed up for that with this shot that went for 6. Wickets had fallen at regular intervals throughout this contest, and this was the first time that a partnership of note was being delivered by a pair of batsmen. Mitchell had already batted for nearly 7 hours in the first innings, and he had another 3 to that by this stage. He was looking better as each over passed by too. Hales ensured that he gave this county something by passing a 50 off 72 balls, eventually making it 263, made out of a partnership of 134 when he was stumped in a flash by Mark Wallace off Dean Koska. It was a very smart piece of wicket-keeping indeed. That brought Alexei Kavesi in next with just 3 things on his mind: attack, attack and attack. He entered the scene with his side on 185 for 3 and leading by 270, and so he had a licence to play his shots, something he certainly did, as he and Mitchell added 58 more runs to their total in only 10 overs. Just as they had done in the win over Derbyshire last week, Worcestershire were timing their acceleration perfectly. Mitchell also picked up the pace of his innings, batting as if it was the easiest thing in the world for him to do. Perhaps it is right now, as he made it to 3 figures for the second time in the match off 196 balls. It's the second time he's done that in his Worcestershire career. He was soon beyond 500 runs in the championship already as well, becoming the first man to get to that point this summer. Kavesi fell for 32, made off only 24 balls when he took on Koska again, but holed out to Stuart Walters. The batsman left with his side on 243 for 4, leading by 328. The declaration was clearly on its way as Mitchell played the most audacious of all his shots in this match, a slice drive over square cover for 6. Rain then drove the players from the field, and when they returned, Worcestershire lost Ross Whiteley and Gareth Andrew to Koska, while Mitchell ended on 151 not out of his side's 296 for 6 declared. Andrew then tried to make the most of the 5 overs at his side's disposal at the end of the day. Having bowled Jacques Rudolph for 4, he then produced a brute of a ball, which nearly saw the end of the night watchman Koska. In their pursuit of 382 runs to win, Glamorgan were happy to end on 14 for 1. With Andrew on fire, Worcestershire will be hopeful of getting the 9 wickets they need on the last day to make the most of their captain's monumental efforts. In this game, he batted for just under 12 hours, in which he faced 566 balls for his 260 runs. That's more than a lot of us face in a whole season or two.